Do you ever feel like your bladder controls your life? If you're constantly rushing to the bathroom or waking up at night, your prostate might be under attack, and your diet could be the reason. Certain everyday foods silently inflame your prostate and make your symptoms worse without you even realizing it. If you're serious about shrinking your prostate and finally taking back control of your bladder, you need to stop eating these 5 common foods immediately. What you're about to learn could change your life and your sleep forever. First, we have red meat. Red meat has long been a staple in many diets, but mounting evidence shows that it may contribute to prostate problems, especially when consumed in excess. Studies have found that high consumption of red meat, particularly when cooked at high temperatures, can increase the risk of developing prostate issues. This includes conditions like prostatitis, benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even prostate cancer. The harmful compounds produced during cooking, along with the fat content and additives in processed meats, are some of the biggest concerns. One of the key factors is the high saturated fat content in red meat. Saturated fats are known to increase inflammation throughout the body, and the prostate is no exception. Chronic inflammation can aggravate prostate enlargement and even fuel the growth of abnormal cells. Over time, this inflammation creates an environment in which prostate problems can thrive, making symptoms like frequent urination, discomfort, and pressure worse. When red meat is grilled, barbecued, or fried, it produces harmful chemicals known as heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These compounds have been linked to cancer development in numerous studies. HCAs and PAHs can damage DNA in prostate cells, increasing the likelihood of mutations that may lead to cancerous growths. Repeated exposure to these chemicals may raise the long-term risk of prostate cancer. Another concern is the presence of heme iron, which is abundant in red meat. Unlike plant-based iron, heme iron can catalyze the formation of free radicals in the body. These free radicals are unstable molecules that damage cells and tissues, including the sensitive prostate gland. The oxidative stress caused by excess heme iron may contribute to inflammation and cellular aging, both of which are major risk factors for prostate disorders. Processed red meats such as sausages, bacon, and hot dogs often contain nitrates and nitrites used as preservatives. These additives can convert into nitrosamines in the body, which are known carcinogens. Prolonged exposure to these compounds may not only irritate the prostate but also increase the risk of developing malignant tumors. Even unprocessed red meat carries some risk, but processed versions are far more harmful. Red meat consumption is also associated with hormonal changes. Certain types of red meat, particularly those from animals raised with growth hormones, can affect testosterone levels. A disruption in hormone balance can directly impact prostate health, since the gland is highly sensitive to changes in male hormones. Elevated testosterone and its byproducts, like DHT, dihydrotestosterone, are known to worsen prostate enlargement and accelerate cancer growth. Many red meat meals are also high in cholesterol and calories, leading to weight gain and obesity. Excess body fat, especially around the abdomen, has been linked to poor prostate health. Fat cells release inflammatory markers that can affect the entire body, including the prostate. Obesity has also been shown to worsen BPH symptoms and increase the likelihood of aggressive prostate cancer. Another hidden danger in red meat is its impact on gut health. A diet high in red meat can alter the gut microbiome, promoting the growth of harmful bacteria. These bacteria may produce toxins that contribute to inflammation in the prostate. A healthy gut supports a healthy immune response, and when it's compromised, inflammation can easily spread to other parts of the body, including the reproductive organs. Next, we have processed meats. Processed meats like bacon, sausages, ham, hot dogs, and deli slices may be convenient and tasty, but they come with serious health risks, especially for the prostate. These meats are often preserved through smoking, curing, or adding chemical preservatives, which introduces harmful substances into the body. Research has increasingly linked the regular consumption of processed meats to a higher risk of prostate problems, including inflammation, enlargement, and even cancer. These effects are often hidden, progressing silently over time until symptoms become difficult to ignore. One of the major concerns with processed meats is the presence of nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals are used to preserve color and prevent bacterial growth, but inside the human body, they can convert into nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are powerful carcinogens that have been shown to damage DNA and trigger abnormal cell growth, especially in hormone-sensitive organs like the prostate. Over time, this damage can lead to the development of prostate cancer, a condition that affects millions of men worldwide. Another harmful component of processed meats is their high saturated fat content. Diets rich in saturated fats are known to promote chronic inflammation throughout the body. The prostate gland is particularly sensitive to inflammation, which can lead to swelling, discomfort, and increased pressure on the bladder. Chronic inflammation is also believed to be a key contributor to benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, a condition that causes the prostate to enlarge and obstruct normal urine flow, significantly reducing quality of life. Processed meats also contribute to oxidative stress, a condition where harmful molecules called free radicals accumulate in the body and attack healthy cells. These meats often contain heme iron, a form of iron that can promote the formation of free radicals when consumed in excess. When oxidative stress targets the prostate, it can damage tissues, increase inflammation, and speed up cellular aging. Over time, this not only worsens existing prostate issues, but also sets the stage for the development of more serious conditions. High sodium content is another reason why processed meats can be damaging to prostate health. Many processed meats are loaded with salt to enhance flavor and prolong shelf life. Excessive sodium intake can raise blood pressure and impair kidney function, both of which indirectly affect the prostate. Poor kidney function leads to fluid retention and can increase the pressure on the urinary system, making it even harder for men with enlarged prostates to empty their bladders completely. These meats also lack the fiber and nutrients found in plant-based foods. Diets high in processed meats and low in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains tend to disrupt the gut microbiome. A poor gut environment weakens the immune system and allows inflammation to spread more easily, including to the prostate. The absence of natural antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds in processed meats further deprives the prostate of the protection it needs to stay healthy. Hormonal imbalance is another factor to consider. Some processed meats come from animals that were treated with growth hormones to increase yield. When these hormone residues are consumed by humans, they can interfere with natural hormone regulation. Since the prostate is highly sensitive to hormonal changes, especially testosterone and its derivatives, this imbalance can stimulate abnormal growth of prostate tissue and fuel the progression of both BPH and prostate cancer. Next, we have fried foods. Fried foods are a common part of modern diets, often enjoyed for their taste and crunch. But behind their appealing texture lies a serious threat to prostate health. Regular consumption of fried foods like French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, and donuts has been linked to a variety of health issues, including prostate damage. These foods are typically high in unhealthy fats, cooked at high temperatures, and lacking in nutritional value, making them particularly harmful to sensitive organs like the prostate. One of the main issues with fried foods is their high content of trans fats and saturated fats. These fats promote systemic inflammation in the body, which is a key factor in the development of prostate conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even prostate cancer. When the body is constantly exposed to inflammatory compounds, the prostate can swell and become irritated. This worsens urinary symptoms and increases pressure in the pelvic area, making everyday functions uncomfortable and painful. Frying food at high temperatures leads to the formation of harmful compounds known as advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These AGEs contribute to oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, both of which are damaging to prostate cells. The constant assault of these compounds on the body weakens the prostate's natural defenses, causing cellular damage that can result in abnormal tissue growth, impaired function, or the development of cancerous cells. Fried foods also contain acrylamide, a toxic chemical formed when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures. Acrylamide has been classified as a potential carcinogen and has been shown to cause cellular mutations. When consumed regularly, this compound may accumulate in the body and affect hormone-sensitive tissues like the prostate. Long-term exposure increases the risk of DNA damage, opening the door to the growth of tumors and other prostate disorders. Another reason fried foods are harmful is their effect on body weight. They are calorie-dense and nutrient-poor, contributing to obesity when eaten frequently. Excess body fat, particularly around the abdomen, is closely linked to increased prostate problems. Obesity raises estrogen levels and reduces testosterone, disrupting the hormonal balance that the prostate relies on to function properly. This imbalance can worsen prostate enlargement and raise the risk of aggressive prostate cancer. In addition to unhealthy fats, fried foods are usually cooked in reused oils, especially in restaurants or fast food outlets. These reused oils become oxidized and break down into toxic byproducts, including aldehydes and peroxides, which can promote inflammation and damage cellular structures. When consumed regularly, these compounds place extra stress on the liver and kidneys, impair detoxification processes, and allow toxins to linger in the body, eventually reaching the prostate and causing harm. The lack of fiber in fried foods also plays a role in worsening prostate health. A diet low in fiber can lead to poor digestion, constipation, and an unhealthy gut microbiome. When waste stays in the body longer than it should, toxins can be reabsorbed into the bloodstream, creating a burden on the immune system. A compromised immune system has a harder time controlling inflammation, making the prostate more susceptible to irritation and chronic problems. Fried foods may also increase insulin resistance and elevate blood sugar levels, particularly when paired with sugary or high-carb sides. This metabolic dysfunction affects hormone levels and contributes to systemic inflammation. High insulin levels can indirectly stimulate the production of growth factors that affect prostate tissue, encouraging cell proliferation and possibly increasing the risk of tumor development over time. Men who frequently consume fried foods are also likely missing out on protective nutrients that support prostate health, such as zinc, selenium, lycopene, and antioxidants found in vegetables, fruits, and legumes. This nutritional deficiency leaves the prostate without the tools it needs to repair damage, fight inflammation, and maintain healthy function. A diet that heavily favors fried foods over whole, plant-based options is a recipe for long-term prostate damage. Next, we have dairy products. Dairy products like milk, cheese, butter, and yogurt are a regular part of many people's diets, often considered essential for calcium and bone health. However, growing research shows that dairy might not be as harmless as once believed, especially when it comes to prostate health. Regular consumption of dairy has been linked to a higher risk of prostate enlargement and even prostate cancer. This is mainly due to the hormonal content in milk, the presence of saturated fats, and the inflammatory responses triggered in some individuals by dairy proteins. One of the key concerns with dairy products is their natural hormone content. Cows produce milk while pregnant or lactating, and this milk contains high levels of estrogens and other hormones. When men consume dairy regularly, these hormones can enter the bloodstream and disrupt the body's natural hormone balance. The prostate is extremely sensitive to changes in hormone levels, and excess estrogen can lead to abnormal tissue growth and inflammation, contributing to conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even cancerous changes in the prostate. Dairy products are also high in saturated fats, which are known to promote inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is a major factor in the progression of prostate problems. An inflamed prostate becomes swollen and irritated, leading to urinary symptoms like frequent urges, difficulty starting urination, and incomplete bladder emptying. Over time, persistent inflammation damages prostate tissue and sets the stage for long-term health complications, including the development of tumors. Some dairy products, particularly full-fat varieties, also contribute to weight gain and obesity due to their high calorie content. Obesity is a known risk factor for worsening prostate health. Excess fat, especially around the abdomen, leads to an increase in estrogen and a decrease in testosterone. This hormonal shift not only affects prostate size, but can also promote the growth of abnormal prostate cells. Additionally, fat cells release inflammatory chemicals that further irritate the prostate gland. Another hidden danger in dairy is the presence of insulin, like growth factor 1, IGF-1, a hormone found naturally in milk and also stimulated by dairy consumption. High levels of IGF-1 in the bloodstream have been associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. This hormone can accelerate cell division, including in prostate tissue, increasing the chances of mutations and uncontrolled cell growth. Over time, this can significantly raise the risk of aggressive forms of prostate cancer. Lactose, the sugar found in dairy, can also cause problems for some individuals, especially those who are lactose intolerant. In such cases, the body has difficulty digesting dairy, leading to digestive discomfort and inflammation in the gut. A weakened gut contributes to a compromised immune system, making it harder for the body to control inflammation elsewhere, including in the prostate. Chronic low-grade inflammation from food sensitivities can silently worsen prostate conditions over time. In addition to lactose intolerance, dairy proteins such as casein and whey may trigger inflammatory responses in certain individuals. These proteins can cause immune reactions that manifest as inflammation in various parts of the body, including the prostate. The body's constant immune response to these proteins puts stress on the system and creates a cycle of inflammation that gradually damages tissues, leading to dysfunction and discomfort in the urinary and reproductive systems. Dairy consumption may also reduce the levels of protective nutrients like vitamin D in the body. Some studies suggest that high intake of calcium from dairy may interfere with vitamin D metabolism. Vitamin D plays an important role in regulating cell growth and supporting the immune system. When vitamin D levels are low, the prostate becomes more vulnerable to inflammation, infection, and abnormal cell development, all of which contribute to a decline in prostate health. Many dairy products also contain added hormones and antibiotics used during animal farming. These synthetic substances can end up in the milk and be passed on to the consumer. Over time, exposure to these external hormones and chemicals can disrupt the endocrine system and affect how the prostate responds to natural signals in the body. This interference may cause abnormal growth patterns and reduce the prostate's ability to heal from damage or resist disease. Last, we have caffeinated beverages. Caffeinated beverages like coffee, energy drinks, and certain teas may provide a quick energy boost or help you stay alert, but they come with hidden dangers, especially when it comes to prostate health. While moderate caffeine intake might not be harmful for everyone, excessive or regular consumption can have a negative impact on the prostate. The stimulant properties of caffeine affect the nervous system and urinary function, which can lead to worsening symptoms in men with existing prostate issues or contribute to the development of new problems. One of the primary ways caffeine harms the prostate is by irritating the bladder and urinary tract. Caffeine is a natural diuretic, meaning it increases urine production. For men with an enlarged prostate or benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, this can be problematic. The increased urine flow adds pressure to an already restricted urethra, making symptoms like frequent urination, urgency, and nighttime trips to the bathroom even worse. Over time, this constant stress on the bladder can lead to discomfort and poor quality of life. Caffeine also stimulates the central nervous system, which can trigger the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones cause blood vessels to constrict and can raise blood pressure, indirectly affecting the prostate by reducing blood flow and contributing to inflammation. Poor circulation and increased tension in the pelvic area can worsen existing prostate inflammation, leading to more pronounced swelling, pain, and urinary difficulties. Regular consumption of caffeinated beverages can contribute to chronic dehydration, especially if you're not drinking enough water to balance the diuretic effect. Dehydration concentrates the urine, making it more acidic and irritating to the bladder and prostate. This not only leads to increased inflammation, but also heightens the risk of urinary tract infections, which can further complicate prostate health. A dry and inflamed urinary environment makes it harder for the prostate to function properly and heal from any damage. Another concern with caffeine is its potential to exacerbate anxiety and sleep disturbances. Sleep is crucial for the body's natural healing processes, including those that maintain and repair prostate tissue. When sleep is disrupted by too much caffeine, the body's ability to fight inflammation and restore hormonal balance is compromised. Over time, poor sleep can lead to hormonal imbalances that negatively affect the prostate, making it more vulnerable to disease and dysfunction. Caffeinated sodas and energy drinks are often loaded with sugar and artificial additives, adding another layer of risk. High sugar intake is associated with systemic inflammation, obesity, and insulin resistance, all of which are linked to poor prostate health. These sugary drinks spike insulin levels, promoting hormonal changes that can increase the size of the prostate and fuel the growth of abnormal cells. The combination of caffeine and sugar creates a pro-inflammatory environment that is especially harmful to the prostate. In some men, caffeine may also affect hormone levels directly by influencing the adrenal glands. These glands produce hormones like cortisol and DHEA, which can affect the balance of testosterone and estrogen in the body. Since the prostate is highly sensitive to fluctuations in these hormones, any disruption can lead to tissue growth or inflammation. Long-term exposure to hormonal imbalance caused by excessive caffeine may contribute to the development of prostate disorders, including BPH and even cancer.